Hey y'all, it's Jessica with Freedom Canine Training. In this video, I want to share with you some tips and hacks that I use to put together my Coolaroo pet beds. For those of you that don't know, Coolaroo is a brand that makes elevated pet cots. Not only are they super budget friendly, but in my experience, they've been pretty durable, having lasted me several years. Coolaroo's frames are made out of metal, and their covers are this easy to maintain, durable mesh. The reason for my modifications is eventually the weave on this mesh will loosen up, causing rips and tears throughout the cover, requiring you to disassemble the cot and replace the cover. The flaw, in my opinion, is their hardware. You will get a pack of bolts with your bed. It is a Phillips head, an average Phillips head bolt. And it makes sense that it's a Phillips head because your average household is going to have at least a Phillips head screwdriver. What I run into when I put these together is if I don't align the bed correctly, I actually will end up stripping out the bolt, or worse, the head itself. Generally, I can get it in there, but when it comes time to disassemble it, I typically can't get it back out. The second flaw that they have is even though they've coated the bolt, the coating either isn't good enough or doesn't last long enough. So if the bed stays outside or water gets in there, these bolts will rust and seize inside the frame itself, causing you to have to put a lot of work into getting them out. I'm lucky enough to have a husband with a shop at my house, and he was able to get it apart. Otherwise, the first set of pet beds that I purchased, I probably would have had to throw away. The modifications that I like to make, I make two. One is for ease of assembly. So what I like to buy are hex head bolts like this, and I can use my impact driver. You can get stainless steel bolts if you'd like. I was really close to doing that, but I found that I could get a pack of 2 of these bolts for the same price as a single stainless steel one. So I went ahead and got just the regular ones. I believe that they're zinc coated, although I'm not 100% sure. The secret ingredient to this is not necessarily those hex head bolts. This stuff is called anti-seize. You can get it from Napa. I believe that you can get it from any home improvement store. We have Lowe's and Home Depot, and I think Ace around here. A little bit of this goes a long way. If you know anybody that's in the automotive industry or anybody that works with metal, puts things together like this, they may have some that you can have. It does not take a lot. So instead of you going out and buying an entire bottle, see if somebody will let you have some. If you decide to use this and you don't have an issue with stripping out the bolts, then you can use the bolts that it comes with and then just add the anti-seize, and that way it won't rust and seize up inside the frame. Again, with the anti-seize, a little bit goes a long way. You just put a little bit on the bolt, as well as you can do one of two things. I like to go ahead and put them inside the thread. Just to kind of get the inside, get it really good on the inside and coated on the entire bolt. The other thing you can do is just take the wand and dab it inside the female end. Either way works just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and put this thing together. I will see y'all in a minute. Okay, we are almost done here. I wanted to show you one last tip. As you can see, this thing is all extra, not square. What I do is I either just make them, I don't know if you can see this. What I do is I make them just finger tight at the very beginning, or if you're using your tool, don't tighten them up all the way. And then I put it on the ground, flatten it out, and then you can go ahead and tighten up all the bolts. you go. One last tip that I have, if the pet cats are going to stay inside, the feet that come with them, they're really just kind of a plastic bottom, so it's not metal on the floor. They don't really give much traction. If you have a slick surface inside, like we have tile in our kitchen, that's where the beds stay, and the dogs get up too quickly, the bed will shoot across the floor and slam into whatever is behind it. I did originally try these just little rubber feet with something sticky on the bottom, just stuck them to the bottom. They didn't last very long, and they weren't really, they didn't adhere, they didn't really grip very well. I did end up going back, and they have these rubber furniture. They're kind of cups, but they're furniture feet. You would slide them on the bottom of the feet here, and they're not 100%. They don't stick like glue, but they do make a big difference. Whereas now, if the dogs get up, it might move a little bit, but it's not a whole lot. So that's it, you guys. Hopefully this was helpful. You got some good information out of it, and if you have any questions, as always, reach out. I'll see you later.